Okay, greetings. Welcome to our humble abode. This is the Novembre Racing garage. I am fortunate enough to have this home garage, being able to take it over for both cars, the Pikes Peak car, which is definitely in a lot of pieces, and then our dirt car, my original Wells Coyote car from my early days. That's back together. I did want to show you the motor. It's very rare to get a good look at the motor that we have back from Racing Racing. This is the V8 Hayabusa, and normally the Hayabusa comes out of a motorcycle with only 4 cylinders, so this is 2 heads. They match, right? They're not mirrored. You can kind of see that, this is rotated over for 2 exactly the same heads, but they put this on a crankcase, a custom crankcase from RPE out in England. These are mostly in the Radical SR8s. You can kind of see the case there. This is the dry sump pump. So oil goes in, oil goes out. These are some oil feed lines for the heads. This is also the place where we take the oil feeds to the turbos. So we have another connection there that goes to the turbos. We have the water lines in and out here. Obviously the cylinder for the intakes here. This typically comes with a ITB, individual throttle body setup, but with the turbo setup we have a air intake with 2 throttle bodies, 1 for each bank. Let's see what else. Oil filter with the sandwich plate for our cooling. Let's see if I can crawl around here. Here's the flip side for with the flywheel and the clutch and pressure plate, which is off right now. But this guy's pretty tiny. It's kind of hard to tell in the video, but it's a pretty tiny crankcase. It's like, I don't know, 100 kilos or altogether. Pretty light package, but that is what powers our Pikes Peak monster. Racing Racing has helped us out with a few things. So I don't know if you noticed, but we were smoking a little bit throughout race week last year, or this year, 2025 edition. And we had quite a significant amount of oil leaking out the exhaust on this cylinder head. Anytime we would look in the cylinder, we'd lose the plug. It would get too wet, so that would stop sparking. And so we were kind of down about a cylinder. That was attributed to some valve stem seals that were not, they were starting to fail on us. We found that most of the seals were actually in pretty bad shape. So those are all fixed up. We did have some other issues with the clearances on the pistons. Actually and very early on when we got the motor back from the turbo build, we had some little pieces break off, and we actually got very lucky that it wasn't worse and that we had metal pieces flying around and possibly had some catastrophic issues. So next steps, obviously, to mount the motor back in the car, and then the back half will go right back on as well. And you see that's a fully stressed member, that the suspension parts go right to the transmission. This is a SADEV 8214 6-speed, and so actually it can go back together pretty quickly once we get the motor in, the engine mounts in, and then from there it's just plumbing and electrical. So hoping to get this back together in the next few weeks.